thoughts. From where do they come?
The divine.
Yes. But the danger is, when we are open,
Yeah.
that there are statements by great mystics that from, say, the lowest level of consciousness to the human consciousness, if it is so much, there is more beyond this from the human consciousness to the divine consciousness.
Yes.
So, from what level are we receiving? No? So, we must have the, shall we say, the spiritual capacity to understand that something is rubbish, the lowest level breaking through, lowest level but a little higher than the human, breaking through, and in German they are called poltergeist, playful spirits,
Playful spirit.
mischief. Like when you are meditating, children come in and, pinch you and, for example. I remember we used to have meditation in one place in Bombay, and this house was held by a tenant, and the owner didn't like meditation at all. So whenever we went and started meditating, they would play music, all the rat music, that sort of thing, as loud as possible. I told the Abhyasis, take it calmly, This is good training for you. Meditate until you don't hear the music. In your consciousness, it may be playing, but you cannot hear. So when we elevate our consciousness progressively higher and higher beyond these things, then only we can reach what we can call, somewhere near divine consciousness, divine levels. Otherwise, like most of these mediums, we get stuck with the lower level, dead people, grandfather speaking, grandmother speaking, things like that.
Right.
Or what तो there only दुनियादारी बात you see.
Right.
So it depends on us. Like music, there are all levels of music. And the lowest level is just crazy dancing, and going to bed. What happened? इसका क्या हुआ?
We can hear you, Master. Your voice is strong.
Yeah, I know, it's enough in this hall. So, to find reality, we have to clean ourselves, become capable of accessing higher consciousness, yet higher consciousness, until we can claim to have touched different levels, because each level has its own, like bread, cheese, jam, like that.
So the whole of life we are doing, Master. The whole of life.
No, we are not doing it at all, because most people don't even have access to the lowest levels. They are happy with all the noise in the world itself. They go around partying, dancing, loud music, smoke. That is lower than even the human level of possible consciousness. And of course there are possibly as many levels as there are abhyasis. That's why we don't accept everything as a message. Babuji Maharaj used to say that if he had a communication from Lalaji Maharaj, he would wait for it to be repeated. He would not just accept it. It had to be repeated, sometimes twice, depending on what was said. Nowadays the tendency is I love you, you love me, and off they go. So where is the higher consciousness? Isn't it? So we have to be patient, we have to do the cleaning, we have to meditate. The cleaning removes the lower pull. The meditating increases the higher pull. So because we are stuck like this, In physics, we have this principle of the vacuum. And when two spheres are put together and the space is vacuumized, you can't pull them apart. We are like that. Our soul and our body cannot be pulled apart. We are stuck. There is this pull is more, so we are stuck here. A sort of spiritual gravity. And progressively, as we release this, that pull gets stronger. But this starts again pulling, because this is, so prolific in a sense. So we have to, that is why surrender comes, Give yourself up to the higher demands and don't permit yourself to be pulled by the lower pulls. Here desire comes. What is it that interferes with our progress? The possibility of going to the highest, it's our desire. These desires say, okay, what is the hurry? Like some people say, I will begin meditation at 60. Let me enjoy life. Ab jaldi kya hai? What's the hurry? And if you tell them who knows how long a person is going to live, they get annoyed. They say, are you giving me badua? So it's very difficult to help people. See, one principle of Sahaj Marg you must all remember is, why is a master necessary? We are not able to help people. And to remain ourselves and yet be able to help people is to draw inspiration and power from the master. See? It's like using a crane to lift up what I cannot lift up myself. Understand? Yesterday I had a long argument with our friend, the Sikh gentleman here. See, the problem with religion is based on the book. The book is all, And if you argue with them, it's impossible to argue. Islam, Sikhism, Christianity, and as I explained to him, we don't destroy religion, throw out religion, destroy temples and Qutub Minars. We don't do that. They are there for the evolving generations. Like the school is there, the college is there, But because my mother said, beta school jao, does it mean mummy said so and I must stay in school all my life? Nahi beta, there is college. No, but my mummy said.
We were born without a religion, right? We were born without a religion.
Suppose a father here were to say, no, I am chief executive officer, First of all, I don't want my son to go beyond me. Then he will not respect me. Perhaps this is the way in which these gurus have spoken.
Right.
How dare anybody say so? He is the only son of God, Christianity says. So also is the only prophet. That can be only the 10th Guru, no more. Why not the 11th? Why not the 12th? Is he kind? I don't think so. So all the Western people say, how can God be so cruel that a 3-year-old child is born blind or with diabetes? Or gets paralyzed at the age of 6. My grandmother was so wonderful and yet she was paralyzed by a stroke. What God is this, that such a lovely person could suffer so much? There is no explanation outside Sahaj Marg. Believe me. Produce it, I will transfer my loyalty to your religion. I will. Produce it. Sahaj says, God has no mind, God is. What to make of him depends on you. You use him to clean yourself, through or by yourself. Somebody asked Babuji Maharaj, is it not possible for me to evolve without a guru? Babuji said, yes, no way is closed. But will you be able to apply yourself to it? It is like a child, Everybody knows you travel in a train, a child of 4 is pushing the train from inside. And everybody is laughing, people are hugging and kissing the child, giving him the chocolate. Not because it is pushing the train, but because it wants to push the train. You cannot push a train from inside. You have to get out. So to push you, some external force has to work. Isn't it?
Yes.
Even if you say, what about a washing machine, does it not? Yes, but the washing machine is external to the clothes and is external to the basins and cups and saucers you put in it. Only thing you are not doing it. So you see, don't fool yourself by thinking, because most of us in our fear think in such a way as not to go beyond the boundaries of our religion. We are afraid to go beyond the boundaries of our religion. We are afraid of committing sins. We are merely committing sins as human beings. But when we talk of God, Toba Toba, says the Hindu, and similar things in Islam and Christianity and what else. I don't think, it is like a son who comes to his father and says, Daddy, Daddy, and ask a question. Don't be impertinent. But Daddy, I want to know. Don't be impertinent. I have said, look at the book. Would you accept such a father? Hinduism, what do you do in Hinduism? Pray to God before you go to the prostitute. Pray to God before you go to rob. Pray to God before you go to drink. You must remember the true religion is that in which things work. Lalaji's one disciple was missing for some time, he didn't come. Lalaji said, what happened to that fellow? He said, Sahab, he's taken to some bad habits, he's afraid of coming. He said, bring him. He came. That was a good fortune that he came. When he came, Lalaji said, what is wrong that you have not seen me for 6 months? He fell at his feet and started weeping and said, Sahab, Huzur, I have started drinking and I am ashamed to show my face to you. He said, that is wrong. For a silly thing like this, you are staying away from me. I permit you to drink. But think of me when you drink. This man was so happy, wonderful guru. Where will you get a guru like this, you see? And he went. He drank, he couldn't drink. He forced himself to drink, vomit. Second time, vomit. Drink went. That is religion, that is guru, If I have changed in the last 30 years, only because of my guru. No Brahma, no Vishnu, no Mahesh. You follow, Sardarji? I am very much, I am inclined to make demands today which I cannot dare to make. Because Babuji said, human beings are foolish, but they are born with the right to be foolish. Your first job is to make them not foolish. Remove their foolishness. So my first priority is to try to make that happen. If I am successful in that, the rest you will do yourself. Okay? I'm sorry if I hurt any of your feelings, but I am condemning myself for being born a Brahmin. You know? Why should I be born as anything? I am a human being. And immediately we are born, our family is after us, our society is after us. And the longer you submit yourself to this, the farther you are going from God. It does not take you nearer. The only person to whom you should bow is to the God inside yourself. You cannot bow to Him. Therefore, we don't bow to anybody. If He manifests and says, Mr. P.Rajagopalachry, bow before me, I shall. Until then, no. This is not arrogance. Because my head was created to bow before God. My heart was created to love God. My body was created to serve God. And when God speaks and says, serve all that I have created, we serve. That is why when we make a preceptor, it is called a permission. There is no throwing of water and saying you are a priest. There is no sanctimonious process of church to say you are a saint after 700 years of his death. And a saint is not a saint unless he is totally balanced in all his capacities, in nature. No extremes. No extremes of religious worship on one side and violence on the other side. We go into some place of worship and come back violent, bearing swords and scimitars and pistols. What is this worship that can transform a loving human being into an animal seeking revenge? Please. I hope and pray that your inner light will develop to show you what you have been doing and what you should have been doing and give you the strength to do it. Thank you.
Master, one question that nowadays since our girls and boys have become so liberal, so if a girl without getting married, she gets illegally pregnant, and then the parents get very scared and all that, and then they say that yes, this is najaiz hai.
There is a saying.
Abortion, is that okay to?
There is a well-known saying that there are no illegitimate children.
Yes.
There are only illegitimate parents. A baby is always blessed. It is innocent. It is pure. It is life.
And it is wrong to abort in such circumstances.
Abortion is always a crime. I mean, you cannot kill life when it begins. You cannot kill life when it is through the process of existence, and you cannot kill it at its end. Therefore, euthanasia is not permitted. You have no right to do anything, unless you can do it yourself. If I can create life, I can destroy life. If I am a potter, I can break the pots I have made because they are not satisfied. I cannot go to somebody else's pottery and break his pots. This is the fundamental law. If you can do it, you are permitted. And people, like in forests in India, they kill their own babies, 3-year-old child, 4-year-old child. Some tantric says something, and they murder the child because it's a sacrifice to Kali. That's why I told you, be very careful from where these messages are coming.
Yes.
from which level. One Abhyasi of Babu used to argue with me. No, sir, I have so many bad habits. But when I want to do something, even that thought must be coming from God. Then you can control anything. I can kill you now and say I had a thought from God.
वो कहते हैं कि पत्ता भी नहीं हिलता उसकी मर्जी से
ना?
तो अगर किसी को मार दिया, if you kill somebody, they say, oh, it was God's will.
Master, how does one explain to somebody who argues that मीरा ने और रामकृष्ण परमहंस ने मूर्त से प्रकट किया था divinity को? Like they express divinity from an idol. So if somebody argues that why are we condoning idol worship? Meera was a good bhakt and so was Ramakrishna Paramhans. And they were, how did they get divinity out of this?
Ramakrishna Paramahams never, he got his powers by meditation. Isn't it? He was married. He never touched his wife. And he meditated. But his meditation was probably of a level different to ours, And the problem is, what we have which nobody else has is this power of transmission. Charge if you have pure water. Somebody in the village has impure water, that's all she can give to her child. Isn't it? And another thing which Babuji said was, they wanted to raise people at that time without destroying faith. He said, unless you can wean them away from a lesser faith to a higher faith, leave them with their faith. Some faith should be there in life. Like you don't cut off the source of food of somebody who is eating from the gutter unless you